Welcome back to my channel. Today is a special reading. This is specifically for all Geminis. This is your birthday reading for the month of June. This is for the year. I'll be using sets of 4s here. We'll look at quarterly time periods for you. So this is for all Geminis born in the end of May or all of June. Happy birthday to you. This is dedicated to you. So this is for the year 2018 for everyone born under the sign of Gemini. And it is a general reading for the year for you. So let me just shuffle these cards for you with the intention for some yearly messages for you. And then under each of the Good Tarot cards here, I will add a card from the Oracle decks for you, and we will look at specific areas of your life. So we're looking at work and finance, psychology, creativity, health, and spirituality for you for 2018. Gemini, 2018. There we go. And as I always do, just for fun, we'll look at the bottom of the bottom of the deck. We have the 5 of Pentacles. This is really feeling unsafe or forlorn, possibly even rejected. There's an element of feeling, and when I say feel, we're looking at Pentacles here, so this is something in the practical world. This could be finances, it could be your personal health, it could be items that you own, items that you want to own. Tangible progress in your life, so like raises, assets, physical health, etc. Anything having to do with the world of Pentacles, which rules the 5 senses. Just a little bit of feeling left out in the cold here, maybe a little bit insecure. So there could be a message here for some Geminis watching this today. Perhaps this is something you needed to know, wasn't all in your head. It's something that's really going on, or something to look forward to correcting or balancing throughout the year for you. So let's get your 4 cards out. And then, like I said, we'll follow with all the other oracles. All right. He's over here. So as I said, the Good Tarot we're using to assess how the year is going to go for you with regard to work and finance. These are your cards for psychological health. Hopefully I can fit them all on screen for you. Oops. That is the intention. And as I always do, I'll put them up to the camera together in just a moment. Anytime we're using the Romance Angels deck, this is for romantic endeavors. It's also for creative projects. Anything that you put your heart into. So these cards here are for your creativity and or love life. And we have the medicine cards here. This row is going to look at your health and wellness. I'm just going to pause this for a moment to recharge the battery. I'll be right back. All right, just moved down the room a little bit. Sorry for that. The battery is about to die there. Woo. And the last row being the Healing with the Angels Oracle. We're looking at spirit, spiritual wellness, that type of thing for you. Spiritual advancement, spiritual wellness. Basically, how is the spirit doing? All right, Gemini. So very briefly, from left to right in the good to row here for work and money, we do have the star. This is the first quarter of the year for you. The star is really saying that your wishes and dreams are about to come true. This is the wish come true card, wish fulfillment. You could very well be working with or have an Aquarian in your environment within the work or finance world. You could have Aquarius as your moon or rising sign. If that's the case, this could be you. We do have an 8 with our major arcana. And of course, this is foundations, finances, becoming financially stable. It's also shared assets. 8 rules the house of Scorpio. Scorpio rules sex and death, shared finances. And its opposite sign is Taurus. So lots to do within the world of finance. This could be about bringing a wish or a dream of your own to fruition as well and earning money from that. In the second quarter, we have the Tower. The Tower is a lot more upsetting looking or sounding than it really is. This is really a flash of insight. A tower just basically means, and the major symbology from the original decks has the lightning bolt up here. Lightning bolts really just represent a flash of knowledge, okay, as opposed to intuition. So something could be shaken up here in the second quarter for you of your birthday year. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just going to shake things up, maybe lead you to the place you're supposed to be in. But ultimately, it's going to serve you. Anytime we have an advancement of the mind or an advancement of knowledge, especially having to do with work or finances here, this will serve you. And of course, another major arcana there with the 7. 1 and 6 is 7, and that is 7 is magic. So there could be an opportunity here for you to make something out of the rubble, to take something that looks like or feels like or looks like it's fallen apart or isn't working exactly as you wanted it to. There's an opportunity to recreate what came out of the rubble of that. So it's not really troubling or problematic if you look at the bright side of, new awareness or a new understanding of something. Here in the third quarter, we have the 5 of Wands. Of course, this is discord. It's usually minor. The 5s are minor discord, minor upsets. It could be taking place internally to you. But because this is the role of your finance or work world, this could be issues within the workplace or issues that seem to be going unresolved. Perhaps that you could be circling around and finding the same issues here that you're arguing about, fighting about, miscommunicating about. There could be some bullying, that type of thing here. So just watch for that in the work or world of finance in the third quarter. And then we have a nice celebratory card here at the fourth quarter of the year for you, Gemini. The 3 of Cups is a celebration. This is very possibly coming out of something that wasn't maybe working for you or miscommunication that got cleared up here. It looks like you're going into, clear waters here. This is really nice. Everyone benefits with the 3 of Cups. It's a real celebration. And like I said, I'll go from top to bottom in just a moment. I am going to go through the cards with you from left to right, however. So here is the column of psychology, the wisdom of the oracle. We're looking at psychology. In the first quarter for you, we have regeneration. This is really something having broken open in order to really come to fruition. A really nice way to examine the regeneration card is to look at the life of a seed. It's solid, but there's something going on inside if given the right circumstances. If put under soil if given water and light and time, right? And with all those perfect conditions, you have the chance, or a chance exists here within the world of psychology, for you to come out of something kind of like a phoenix. I think another type of imagery for the regeneration card is a phoenix, okay? It's coming out of the rubble. Very similar to what's going on here. So this is in the world of work and finance. You're going to be learning something that's going to behoove you for later in the year. But this is what's going on here in a psychological environment here over the next 3 months for you. So, maybe allow yourself to come out of something that isn't working for you, psychologically speaking. Come to terms with something here. Maybe find the benefit of burying something or putting something away for now, giving it the right conditions to turn into what it was supposed to, for example. Like I said, it looks like it's messy, right? A regeneration, something breaking open, something even falling apart or not going the way you wanted it to, may look a little messy, but at the end of the day, or when all is said and done, what comes out of it is something very life-affirming. So a door closes here and another one opens for you, psychologically speaking, here over the first 3 months of the year for you, Gemini. In the second quarter here, in the realm of psychology, we have unfinished symphony. Of course, this is under the tower. This is, the breaking open, the enlightenment here in your work or finances. So it could be that you could be going back to something that you had begun, maybe a personal project or a pet project here, and finding new life in this, or you maybe need to come to terms with putting the brakes on this completely and starting something else. Or it could be that, you found a new heart, a new longing, a new desire, from this phase or stage here to go back to something that you do want to complete, or that you do feel would benefit you to either solve or complete or edit. Can be a creative project, but because it's in the realm of psychology here, it could be something that you need to take a look at in order to implement new information, okay? Could be part of your, because it's in psychology here, this could actually impact how you see yourself, how you see your job, how you see the world and your place in it, etc. So this could actually serve you if you were to implement this newfound information or breakthrough here toward a personal or pet project, even if it has to do with your own psychological health. Here in the third quarter is a change in the wind. This is absolutely necessary. And with regard to moving on from something, it could be that you were looking at this and you found, I was working on this, my heart was in it, but I'm going to try something else. Or, I learned from this experience here that I want to try something altogether different. But regardless, the change in the wind is the direction that you need to go in, okay? It's answering to your highest self. And because, again, this is in psychology, this is something that you need to figure out for yourself. This does come under the 5 of Wands in the finance world here. So it could have to do within this realm as well, or your psychology is impacted within this world. Especially around the third quarter, I would really watch for events happening around you. Unless this is internal, I would watch for events happening around you that you don't get caught up in it. I think gossip would be another thing to steer clear from in the third quarter here. A change in the wind would be you making up your mind to do something different here. You want something different for yourself, psychologically speaking. It might even have to do with this little mini drama there. And it could even mean taking sides. But something isn't satisfying for you here. In the third quarter, psychologically speaking, you could feel the urge or an urgency around trying something new. And here with mending in the fourth quarter, we do have, piecing something together. Here again, under the 3 of Cups here, by the fourth quarter, there's going to be a lot of healing energy available to you. I think you'll have learned a lot about yourself. You'll have dropped things that aren't working for you anymore. unapologetically, right? You'll just have been able to assess what is right and good for you, whether it's right and good for everybody else, all things considered. We can't go out abusing and hurting other people. So as long as that isn't part of the plan here, and I know it isn't, then you can reasonably expect to move ahead in the direction of your goals and dreams here unapologetically. And it could very well be by the end of the year, through this process, that you're able to either reconnect with individuals with whom you've had some upset. If this is all internal to you and there's no exterior actors or individuals in your environment that this is going on with, then you can expect some internal healing here, internal mending. Here in the world of creativity or love, we do have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So in the first quarter, you could very well be finding romance or flirtation within the work world. If you are an investor or involved in investing, you could be finding that very exciting right now as well. So in the first quarter, finances and career. With regard to creativity. So again, if you were looking at, starting something new, bringing your own dream and goal to life, your own entrepreneurship, as it were, it could be in the first quarter that maybe you've had to debate yourself, will I want to bring this to life? I really want to try something new for myself. I really want to give it a go, break that seed of, whatever I want to create open. And maybe the argument with yourself or someone else right now, or the concern rather, is, I don't want to give up the stability that I have in order to bring something like this to life. What if this dream of mine doesn't pull in the money that I want, or doesn't give me the lifestyle that I want, for example. So these could be some issues or conversations that you could be having here at the beginning of the year for you. In the second quarter, for giving and learning, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Listen, Gemini, for the second quarter, a lot of things are shifting here, and for giving and learning, it does follow the mending card here. So a great deal of internal and external forgiveness, and a really important term here in the forgiving and learning card is a release. Okay, and it does come on the tail of the unfinished symphony here. So I really do feel, especially here, under the tower, under a great upset or new insight or enlightenment, it could be that, this spark of awareness comes to you, and you're aware of this now, that, if I just release this, if I can work on the effort toward releasing something that doesn't work for me anymore, you can get even further ahead. So releasing and healing, forgiving and learning in the second quarter for you is going to be extremely important for you. Here we have in the third quarter, we have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Sorry, I seem to be having some battery issues there, folks. So again, with the creativity or love life, in the third quarter, just watch that it's not you who's wearing the false self mask. It's a really nice time to figure out if you've come past this level. I really do think that deception will not even be permitted consciously or subconsciously by you or anyone in your environment, if you follow through willingly and in a meaningful way through with your mending and your forgiving and learning, okay? Because the deception is a waste of time. Deceptions, again, it could be conscious or subconscious, but all the same, it is under the change in the wind, so I would trust your intuition at this time, Gemini. Maybe don't overthink something. Don't make excuses for someone, whether that's you or someone else. So third quarter here for creativity and love, we're looking at not making excuses for someone who is not following through with what they say, okay? It's a really nice time to look at actions and words. and they must match. Here in the fourth quarter is children. Your love life is being affected by children. This could be your inner child. This could be someone you're dating or interested in who has children. It could be that in your artistic world or creative endeavors, it's that you're inspired by children's art or the life of a child, or even accessing your inner childlike heart or behavior as opposed to being childish. It's a really nice distinction. It seems like it's not important, but it is an important distinction between childish and childlike. We want to stay away from being childish. We want to draw in and really learn how to be childlike. Another way to address this in a creative or love environment is to say that there's a great deal of innocence here as well. Something could feel very new, very fresh, and very exciting. You could be seeing something here with new or fresh eyes. Here in the first quarter in the world of health is the medicine card. Here we have innocence. So again, we're following up with this world of, innocence and childlike freshness, and with innocence. So this is really going to be a nice, sentimental even world for you to examine. And with regard to health, this is physical and mental health and psychological health. The psychology here is something that is manifestation more than the health of yourself here. So it's really nice that Porcupine is reminding us to play, right? Porcupine's story, its totem story, is to be playful, especially if you feel bogged down by something here in the first quarter of your birth year. Take some time to play. Remember what it's like to let loose and to be free and to look through the lenses of innocence. Here in the second quarter, we have action. Yes, action. So, but what direction are you moving here, right? So we have, the learning of something significant here, something you weren't expecting. It's going to open your world up. You're going to have to look at something you've put in a shelf here. Maybe you want to finish or edit something here for giving and learning, for the second quarter for you. So taking action is exceptionally important here in the second quarter. It's almost like, some personal heart healing needs to occur, maybe an even understanding or appreciation for playfulness, for innocence, for, being childlike, and then taking action on that. So here in the second quarter, an action is being called upon for you in order to move ahead. It could even be putting this forgiving and learning aspect of yourself or someone in your environment to work, okay? Or to put that discovery or that development in your life into action. Here in the third quarter, look, right under the deception card, we have deception. This is 2 deception cards. So with regard to health, it's very interesting to see this here under a deception card. In the third quarter, listen, in the third quarter, I will say for this birthday year for you, so what would this be? I guess January to April, essentially. There are elements of deception here. So, around that period of time, just I would say that there a great deal of self-protection is will behoove you here. I want you to know as well that the owl does rule the world of witches and warlocks, spell making, and fear and loathing. So, these are 2 pretty heavy cards to have under each other. It doesn't mean this is going to be used against you. It doesn't mean that you're going to use it against someone else, but this is energy that's in your environment. Again, I would really protect yourself here in the third quarter because this does have to do with health, and it comes under the creative deception or the love deception, and this is in the health. If we spend too much time here or neglect that this is going on or make excuses for this, for example, Gemini, we could wind up in a worse position than had we just paid attention to that and were honest with ourselves and others about this. So just beware here that there's someone who could be in your environment who's not exactly who they say they are. and shouldn't be given any attention for it. You don't have to correct it. You don't have to make it better. You don't have to fix anybody. It's just something to be aware of so you can go your own way and take care of yourself. Here is Turkey in the fourth quarter. This is giving, right? This is the ultimate giving. Turkeys are sacrificed, unfortunately, in this, meat-eating death cult world. So the totem is that you give away. Okay, the totem for this turkey in the medicine deck is a giveaway. It's being able to give something up, right? It doesn't necessarily mean a sacrifice of the body. This is your health, right? But it does mean a letting go, a release. So here, again, it's a general reading, so apply accordingly, but something needs to be given up here. It could be this one-sided relationship, this one-sided thought process, this self-deception, this environment where you feel like you could be fooling yourself. Maybe you're making excuses for something that isn't healthy, right? It's saying here, look, to improve your life and to live the life that you truly deserve, it's time to give that up. So in the fourth quarter here, it's saying it's time to give up something that isn't working for you anymore. Here in the row of spirit is divine guidance in the first quarter. You could be spiritually minded if that's the case. I would reach out for some clues or advice from your divine protector. That could be God, Gaia. That could be an ancestor of yours. That could be a guardian angel, could be an archangel, or it could be just, your inner heart, your inner voice that you look up to, that higher voice of yours. So divine guidance is yours. Heed that calling, look for clues, ask for clues with regard to the spirit world in the first quarter. In the second quarter, we have support. There's a lot going on here for you, Gemini, in the second. And I would even say, the next 3 months are going to be really exciting, lots of movement. This is going to be a lot of, I would say, necessarily internal shakeups for you to organize your external life here in the middle of the year. And then by the end of the year, it looks like things are really going to get sorted out for you. If you assess all this accordingly here. So support, it's yours for the taking. Please feel free to reach out. These are all our ancestors here. So there's could be someone older than you, or someone who was, mature at heart or old at heart. This could be you. Count on yourself right now for support. Look for support from groups of friends or family that you can count on to listen to at this time, to see you through a troubling or dark time. Here in the third quarter for you is an answered prayer. This is what I'm seeing here for you. If you're able to be honest and true with yourself about what these deceptions are, or what they're, maybe a misuse of power or an imbalance of power here, are other elements of deception, right, is an answered prayer. So it's really good in the third quarter here to come to terms with something and then be able to willingly move on from that. So an answered prayer is yours. Someone will come to your aid. Just keep your wits about you, keep your eye on the prize, and of course, don't be afraid to ask for help, because what awaits you here in the fourth quarter is the enchantment card. This is just gorgeous to have. Your last card for the whole reading is enchantment. This is just beautiful. This is, it's almost like full circle here. Like we've come right back to square one, which is this energized dream coming true, this delight, right? This is pure delight. You're enchanted. You're enchanting because of a great deal of soul and purpose and personal and financial and psychological development here throughout the year for you. So it looks that very likely here, Gemini, you'll be very pleased with the man or woman that you're growing into and the lessons that you're learning and the problems that you're solving. And being aware of the dreams you want to make come true and then following through with that, sort of like I said at the beginning here. So unapologetically following your heart and staying true to yourself is really critical right now. So very briefly, from top to bottom, we have the first quarter for you. Lots of movement, lots of activity, really trying to find out things for yourself. that makes sense to you. You know, where do you belong? Where do you want to be? And then the shakeup comes, you know, in the next 6 months, right? Middle of your birthday year in 2018, 2019 will be, you know, boy, I see it. I see what I want. I see what I don't want. And then this is like the filling in the gaps, figuring it out, putting it all into place. And then by the end of the birth year for you, in 2019, the fourth quarter for you just looks absolutely stunning for you. Really, really being able to finally live in your truth, live with joy, live life as you had seen it all this time, being free, feeling enchanted, accepting, you know, an enchanted life and being able to behave that way. So it's very, very exciting for you. I see lots of love and joy and forgiveness and a lot of strength being born out of this year for you. So I really hope that you enjoyed your birthday reading, Gemini. Please comment below. Let me know how things go for you throughout the year. Please subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell for all of my video uploads. And until we meet next time, take excellent care of yourselves and happy birthday.